Alright, can everybody hear me? Yes. Alright, so like I said, she introduced me. I'm Officer Nick Sinclair. I work West Valley Division, which is just down the street from you. And this is my partner, Officer Bocanegra. He's actually your senior lead officer, so he's the one that makes all the crime go away in your little area.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Yeah, a little bit about me. I've got a pretty in-depth background with the LAPD. I used to work undercover for the Vice Unit, which basically specializes in alcohol enforcement. So anything dealing with alcohol, bars, clubs, the parties that you guys get on Snapchat, that all comes through me to investigate. Also, I work traffic, so I've dealt with DUIs as well as numerous traffic accidents. So I've kind of got a wide variety of experience. We were invited here today to talk about a couple things. One being close to graduation, a lot of kids drive distracted, as well as consume alcohol and drugs while driving, which is becoming a huge problem for us. So we're going to go over numerous topics. So is my partner. Does it work?
Yeah, it works.
There he goes.
Wow.
So real quick, what I want to lead off into is basically addressing you and letting you know what, I get it. You guys are probably, unfortunately, you guys have the toughest generation there has ever been. And that has to do with a lot of technology. Back a couple of years when I went to school when I was your age, I didn't have cell phones, I didn't have internet. We were very lucky in that sense because nowadays everything's at your fingers. And you guys deal with a lot of peer pressure and social anxiety because of that. So,
Here's the thing, guys. Your parents unconditionally love you. Okay, I never understood that. I'm a parent of an 8-year-old and 4-year-old boys. I never understood the love of a parent until I became one. Okay? My folks are not from this country. They're from Mexico. So they basically betrayed a whole country to provide me with a better life. And in some cases, it's probably true with you guys as well. All right? So given that, you guys have to be awesome. Not good, not average, awesome. Okay, that's a lot of responsibility. Because what your folks did on what they sacrificed, as my folks did, was to provide me opportunity here, because in Mexico I wasn't going to be how I was going to have it. Okay? So we have choices. We have a choice every day on what we want to do. Who's here graduating this year? Who's graduating? Okay? What else is coming up? Summer parties, vacation, everything else, correct? And who here does not want to have fun? Who doesn't like fun? Who does not like to have fun? Right? Everyone does. Everyone does. And we have the power of choice, guys. So, you know what scares me from my little girl? Is the bloody internet, like my partner was saying. The internet makes everything very convenient, but it's evil. Right? It can be anybody behind that screen. You guys get on the Snapchat, whatever, you guys go to a new flyer party, go pay $10 at that house party. And some of you girls who are 16, 15, 17, there's going to be guys there who are older, 40, mid-30s. Okay? And I've taken reports where, oh my God, they wake up at a bus bench in Canal Park, have no idea how they got there. And all of a sudden, they have some pain in certain parts of their body, and you can't explain why. Because you have some jerk, some 35-year-old pervert going up to some of you ladies. You guys maybe only be drinking a soda or something. Next thing you know, you're waking up on a park bench, not knowing how you got there. And you guys won't understand how real it's going to be, because until you hit that pain, and it's real. Okay? Life experience is the best teacher. Your folks, myself, can tell you all the evils that are out there that people want to take advantage of you until something happens. If you have the luxury of having a vehicle, it is a blessing that your folks are able to provide you with one to give you really that, how do I say it? That freedom, okay? So when you guys start racing, blasting your music, hard window tint, bringing the tension, then me, as myself, might pull you over for whatever reason, for your speeding, your loud music, whatever it is, and you're with your buddies, right? Even though you're not supposed to have a bunch of your friends, or 15 or 16, you guys get crowded, right? There's excitement, you're with your friends, it's a good time. But we make poor choices out of having a good time sometimes. To show off, whatever it may be. And sometimes we lose control. And my friend here has to investigate a traffic accident. Then I have to go and explain to your folks what happened. Bro, I've been on this job about 15 years. So I've seen a lot of carnage, okay? I see the worst in people. I've seen remember, I am the last resort. If someone needs help, I'm a total stranger, okay? I'm a total stranger to a lot of people. But they call 911 and we're there because they don't know what to do. And for me to be there, something awful has to have happened. Because you're asking for a total stranger to come and help you with a problem that you have no answer to. So I beg you guys to be awesome. Okay? You don't have to know what you need to do. If you're lost in life, whatever it is, it's okay. You guys stay in school, okay? It's a good time to be lost, is to be in school. Honor your folks. Honor your folks. Honor them. Do not embarrass yourself by making a poor choice. And then the problem is, when we make mistakes and we repeat them, that's crazy. Because what's going to be the same outcome? If we make the same choice and we repeat that poor choice, it's going to happen again. The same outcome. That's crazy. That is nonsense. That means we're not learning, or we don't care. And I know your folks have taught you and loved you to be better. Okay? Just understand this. If we get involved, my partner and I, it's not going to be a good time. I mean, my job is not pretty, it's ugly. All right? I have to tell people what to do at moments when things aren't right. And there's going to be a consequence. Small or big or what it may be, but you guys have the opportunity to enjoy yourselves. But you guys really need to honor yourself and honor your folks. Okay? I don't know what you guys say.
Okay. Like my partner was saying, today you guys have a lot more freedom than most kids have ever had before you, new generation before you. You guys have the internet. And on top of that, our society has changed in these last few years. We're going to have legalized marijuana here very shortly. Now, just so you know, marijuana is going to be treated just like alcohol. You're not supposed to have access to it until you're 21 or older. Now, I know you know, and I know that that's not going to happen. It's very easy to get a hold of marijuana as well as other drugs. And like my partner is saying, I can't do anything to prevent that from happening, from you guys making that decision. You guys got to make that decision for yourselves. But let me educate you. Marijuana isn't like it was a couple of years ago. It wasn't right then, and I don't believe it's right now. But today, with science, the way things are going, it's a lot more potent. It's a lot more potent. When your parents were around, it was about 3% THC. That's how much the drug that makes you high is. Today, we're looking around 70, 90%. 70 to 90%. Big difference, right? You guys know math. Huge difference. Not the same thing. So people are getting high. That means it's going to impair your decision-making abilities. All right? I know you're saying you won't get in that car and you won't do this or that, but when you are under the influence, your decision is impaired. Okay? And that goes with alcohol too. You guys are young. A lot of you guys aren't exposed to alcohol, so your tolerance is very low. So if you decide to make that decision, you experiment with alcohol or drugs, it's probably going to end bad for you because you're just not old enough, you're not young enough, you don't have the experience. That's why they make it 21 and over. Okay? Also, with that being said, the internet. You guys have got to be careful with this internet. All right? I know it's really easy to get on these things and talk to people, but you don't know who's on that other side of that line. All right? You go to these parties, you see what's there, you don't know what's being served. It's not a safe environment for you. Okay? And it's not like it was when I was a kid. My parents, knew where I was at because they didn't have the technology to go anywhere. They knew I was at my friend's house. Nowadays, you guys have access to the entire city on your cell phone. All right? Now, I want to bring up one important fact, too. If you guys are at a party and one of your friends, for any reason, has a medical emergency, you guys should call 911. And don't worry about yourself about the repercussions because the new law says that if you call 911 and we show up and someone's having a medical emergency, whether it be an overdose or something like that, we will not take legal action against you, which means we won't arrest you. Will we try to get you help and call your parents? More than likely. Okay? But you shouldn't be concerned about calling us, all right? We're there to help. All right? Does everybody understand that?
Yeah, basically you don't go and drive your friend to the hospital and dump them at the ER, right? Because you had a bad reaction on some pill or some brownie or whatever it was, all right? First of all, I'm very proud of everyone being here, giving up your Sunday to listen to, again, a stranger speak to you guys in regards to these things. But, like my partner was saying, do not disrespect yourself or your friends if someone is having a bad trip on some weird thing that they ingested and you drive them over there and you just dump them off. You call 911, have the paramedics there as fast as they can, okay? Because we don't know, again, the medically engineered marijuana, the synthetics, there's not enough studies right now to understand what it does to the brain and to the body. You guys are still developing, all right? There's that functioning alcoholic, and then you have maybe a functioning pothead. But from my experience, man, that stuff makes you lazy, does not motivate you, and it doesn't give you any of that drive, okay, to go and kick ass in life. It just doesn't, for whatever reason. Some can function, because I understand some of you guys are going to be 18, and you get some bogus receipt regarding you have anxiety, whatever it is, and you get the marijuana card, and now you have a prescription for it, whatever it may be. All that, I believe, is nonsense, okay? I've never walked a day in your shoes, guys. I know life is going to punch you in the face, in the gut. And you have to learn how are you going to react to that. Learn some perspective when you are depressed. All right? But it is normal. All of us suffer some type of sadness in our life at any given moment. Things happen in our life, and I get it. It's just how do we cope? How do I cope with something? A loved one that passes away, or something very disappointing, a heartbreak. All right, you have that puppy love with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and it's freaking devastating. All right, because it's a whole different love than your folks or anything else. And how are you going to cope with that? Oh, go get high, so I don't have to feel it, because I want to feel something different. Right? Because feeling depressed sucks. So I want to do something, I want to take something so I don't have to feel this way. That is not going to help you. All right, guys? Is how are we going to keep walking forward? Right? At your age, probably one of the most devastating things other than some kind of loved one dying from some horrible disease or maybe or a horrible accident. But that in itself, I understand. Right? It's crushing. It's crushing. It's devastating. Especially being vulnerable to somebody. You have to learn how to talk. And the best thing is, there's so many more other people out there you get to learn. Every time you go ahead and you start dating, you learn more about yourself. What you tolerate, what you like, what you don't like. Okay? But the biggest thing is honor yourself, honor your folks. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up with a little Q&A. All right? Any questions out there for us? If there's anything in your mind you want to ask me, there's no stupid question. There's no silly question. I don't mind it. You can ask me anything. And if I don't have the answer, I will find it for you. Okay? I don't know everything. I am not, this badge doesn't give me like this whole thing that I know stuff and I don't. I just see a lot of things. Go ahead, bud.
So say if I was in a party and one of my friends is say under influence and I don't know how to react to like the situation, but the best thing to do is follow
You have to gauge where his bearings are at. Okay? Can he not walk himself? Is his eyes rolling in the back of his head? That's some medical stuff. All right? Hopefully you have a strong friendship where you can pull yourself and him away from the party. You know what? It's time to get an Uber. It's so easy now. Get an Uber. You know? But remember, if he continues that same behavior of like every time I go to a party, I have to get wasted. Right? I have to get sauced up. I have to get lit. Right? I mean, that is something that you don't want to be around so much because then you'll think it's normal. Right? You'll normalize that behavior. It's like, oh, every time we go party, it's okay for me to go and get just sauced up, lit up, whatever it may be. Okay? So it's okay for me. All right? That's how easy things happen. All right, guys? You have the choice. If you surround yourself with good people, solid people, people that will make you successful, you will be successful as well. You will have great happiness. Yes, ma'am?
I've had the experience at a party and I've learned from it and I knew myself from past knowledge, but I was wondering if you could repeat one more time because I think it's really important when people are at a party that in fact they can call help and no one will really get in trouble. Is exactly.
Yeah, I'll give that to my partner.
So the question was, if you're at a party, and let's say somebody gets high or too drunk, and they need an ambulance, and you'll know when that is. If you're thinking, hey, do they need an ambulance? They need an ambulance. It's that simple, okay? It's better to call before it gets too bad than after, okay? It's going to take us a little bit to get there, especially the firemen. They got to wake up. So keep that in mind. If you feel that your friend is getting a little too wasted or has got maybe taken it a little too far, you can call 911, we'll respond, the fire department will show up, and it's called the Good Samaritan Law. The Good Samaritan Law. It passed a couple years ago, okay? And basically what it says is, anybody that's under the influence or has a medical emergency, and it's involving drugs or anything like that, if we respond and you're under the influence or there's drugs on the counter, we will not take criminal action against you because it's more important for us to have you call 911 and save that life than it is for you not to call, dump the body, try to fix it yourself, which isn't going to happen. and someone either dies or suffers some kind of catastrophic, injury to themselves, will never recover, okay? So once again, you can call and you won't get in trouble with the law, okay? I want to make that clear. You will not get in trouble. All right, what else? Yes, ma'am.
If someone is driving drunk under the age, what is the penalty?
All right, our question is, if somebody's driving drunk and they're under the age of 21, right? Okay, just so you know, if you're under the age of 21, it's zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. It doesn't matter if you just took one drink or if you just had one little jello shot. You're going for DUI. Your license will be suspended if you have one. If you don't have one, it will be suspended either way. That means you will never be able to qualify for a license until you're at least 21. Okay, it's gone. That simple. That's for the DMV. They will revoke your license or your revoked license status, so you won't get one until you're 21. And then on top of that, you have the criminal. It's not over. So the DMV takes care of you that way. Then you have the criminal. DUIs can be over $10,000. $10,000 gone. All right? You could be on probation. You're going to go to AA classes, Alcohol Anonymous. You're going to go. It's going to take up a large majority of your time. You're probably not going to have as much fun. On top of that, you're going to be on probation. Okay? So your parents are going to deal with that. And God forbid, I don't know what your parents are going to do, but mine would be a lot worse than that. All right? And on top of that, it can affect you with your job as well, because that stays in your package for a very long time, okay?
If you're driving under the influence and you get into a car crash, then what's the consequence? No, like if someone gets like hurt.
It's kind of a broad question. Is the person under the influence?
Yeah.
They're under the influence. All right, so let's say you hurt somebody. All right, if you don't hurt somebody, like let's say Officer Bokenegger pulls you over and you're drunk or you're high. That's a misdemeanor charge. Now, if you crash into somebody and you hurt somebody, that is a felony. That is a felony, okay? Either way, you're going to jail. Misdemeanor felony, you're going to jail. But for the felony, you're staying in jail. You stay in jail. We take you to Selmar. You stay there for at least a couple days before you're processed to go to court. All right? Now, with a felony, that's a serious thing. That means if you have a felony, you cannot vote. You will never be able to vote again. Or if ever, because a lot of you aren't 18, so you'll just never vote. That freedom is gone. The military, if you want to join the military, that's gone. Gone. Your license is gone, obviously. Don't worry about that. That's gone too. And on top of that, the fine's double, okay? And if you kill someone, that's called murder. So you will be charged with murder. And then you will stay in prison. Go ahead now.
What if you're like driving high and you get hit? Was it like the same as driving drunk, like the same consequences? Or?
Yeah, you're driving under the influence. Basically, you are impaired. Okay, anytime you're impaired behind a vehicle, that goes down as a DUI.
How do you like find out though that you're like? How would you know that they're driving high if you can't do like a rough ride?
There's a standardized field sobriety test. Okay, plus there's other objective symptoms regarding your eyes, the smell, how you're driving. Also in blood, we do blood tests for that. Especially if someone got hurt, we will get the blood from them. So again, remember, the felony, guys, stays with you. It's going to make you have a huge obstacle on getting employment. To be that doctor, to be that lawyer, to be that race car driver, to do whatever you want to do, okay? Or you can always just be self-employed, where you don't have to worry about a background check and detailed cars. You know what I mean? It's the choice. When that happens, that choice, that option, is eliminated from your life. Where you have to do something else now, or you know what, now I start my own business, I'll just work for my old man, work for my dad, and whatever it's going to be. Now you can't, that dream that you have became so much more difficult to obtain with the felony arrest in your record. Go ahead.
So let's say me as a driver, I'm not under the influence, but I have people in my car who are under 21 and are under the influence. Is anything going to happen to me or just to them?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
So let's say I'm the designated driver, but we're all under And is anything gonna happen to me as a driver or just to them?
Are you 18?
Yeah.
So you're an adult? And you have minors in the car?
No, they're 18 too.
They're 18? Okay. So that's a little different. So if they're drunk and high and they're adults, that's their own decision, okay? Kudos for you for being the DD and planning ahead. If they're drunk and you're in the DD, kudos to you, more power to you. More than likely, my philosophy is, as a lot of my partners do, if I pull somebody over and they're in the DD, and I can tell the other passengers are drunk, and you did a minor infraction, have a nice day, I'm going to give you a warning. Because you went out of your way to be a designated driver. We appreciate that. That's a great thing. But let me throw this at you. If you're 18 years old, and you're driving with minors in your car, and they are drunk and they are high, that's called contributing to the delinquency of a minor. If you're at a party and you let them drink and you're providing alcohol and you're a part of that problem, we can get you for that. Just understand that. Sir?
Whenever the car it hits another car and then starts running away, how do they whenever they would I think saw you did it wrong, what would they do when I forgot my question.
No worries. Well, give you a second to think about it. You got a question now?
Yeah, going off of what she said, what happens if you haven't had your license for a year, but say you're somewhere and you're sober and your friend calls you and needs you to pick them up because they're under the influence, and it's either they're gonna make it back.
Okay, so you have your license for a year, which means you're on probation, right? Is that
No,
under-
you haven't. You know how you're not allowed to drive people?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're with
Yeah.
someone and they're either gonna drive.
Yeah, you have a restricted license. You can't drive anybody in the car, right? And they call you to pick you up?
Yeah,
All right,
or
so-
you're at a party with them and
Oh.
you're sober and they're
Okay,
drunk.
so her question is, if she's at a party, she's sober, she just got her license, which means she can't drive anybody, what was it, under the age, right? Under no minors. And one of her friends is drunk and she wants to drive her. No. No, because once again, that's not a good scenario for you, because now you've got a drunk kid in your car, and you just learned how to drive. That's not a very, because people make good decisions when they're drunk or high. They can be playing with you, they can distract you, right? Distract you, that's not a good thing either. The best thing to do is to call a parent, or, if the worst case scenario, call an Uber. I'll keep it real with you guys. If you can just get somebody there that's sober, that's mature enough to get the person back home, that's the biggest thing, is to save a life, all right? Sir? I can't hear you. What was that?
Speak louder. Uber driver?
All right, what was your question, sir? What? Yeah.
If you're an Uber driver and you pick up a minor that's under the influence.
That's a little different. You're fine then. But understand, come July of next year, 2018, if you're an Uber driver, the new law says that you cannot have a BAC .04 or higher. They changed the law in 2018, okay? So July of 2018, that's new law. Uber drivers can't drive .04 or higher. Well, so right now, if anybody that's 21 or over can't drive .08 or higher. So your blood alcohol content can't be more than .08 nanograms.
What are your guys' thoughts on Uber drivers and stuff, and just because I know for me and my parents they always have concern about me taking Ubers I'm a girl and stuff.
Yeah, just real quick on the Uber drivers, it's just like going to a party. You don't know who's picking you up. All right, we just had a problem in the central area, downtown, where someone pretended to be an Uber driver and unfortunately assaulted a woman. Okay, so I wouldn't do it. If it's my kid, you're not getting an Uber. That's just me. Any other questions?
Am I allowed to have alcohol in the back of my
How old are you? First off, where's your car at?
Can you
You
repeat
don't
the
have
question?
alcohol in your car if you're underage, all right?
No, you can't have possession of it. You cannot have possession of alcohol if you're not, unless you're 21. Okay? And again, for those guys, if you guys if you guys are high or drunk in someone's car, we pull you over and we deem this not safe, I will arrest you for being under the influence. Okay? even if you're a passenger, if I deem something's just not right, you're not getting home safe, whatever it may be, that option is there. So we're gonna have to cut it off, guys. I'm sorry. We have some other guests here who are speaking.